Good morning everyone. It's a very early morning. It's around 3 a.m. right now. Everyone got here around 2:30. Today's an iACT operation. I don't actually have all of the details yet, but I believe it's going to be an anti-colorum operation. So they're just doing a briefing now before everyone moves out. So let's go.
Anyway, dun lang tayo muna sa, concentrate lang tayo dun sa anti-colorum campaign for this morning. Okay? Be safe, ha? Everyone. But be firm, ha? Suportado po tayo rito sa bawat isa that as we come together as a group, we find strength, but at the same time we find strength from the support of from each of our agency, kasi yung suporta galing talaga sa taas because of what we're doing.
So right now they're looking at this bus here. They might suspect that something's wrong with it. Let's see what's going on. Now if you look at the markings on the back here, it says SM Fairview to Alabang. We're actually in Bulacan, which means this is out of line. It's plying a route that it's not approved for. That's unfair to the other buses that are approved for this route, and it also means that this route here might be underserved, so public could be missing out. So I believe it's actually impoundable because of that, plying a route that it's not approved for. Right now the passengers are unloading and they're being given a refund by the conductor. I don't think there's any LTFRB enforcers or staff here, so it's really down to LTO and iACT personnel.
Out of lane na po ang ginagawa natin. Meron po tayong authorized route na dapat sundin. Yung SM Fairview hanggang Alabang po, yun din po ang nakalagay sa papel po natin. Ngayon po kuyang, i-issuean ko ng ticket at i-impound po itong sasakyan na to. Mismong LTO, Central Office, istabi nyo po. O kaya, inspeksyonin natin yung buong bus. Signal light, kaliwa kanan. Signal light, kaliwa kanan. Kaliwa. Wiper. Signal kaliwa. Unbrake maxi. Kaya, signal light ka, kaliwa kanan. Kanan. Pakibuksan ang ilaw sa plaka.
If you look over here, you can see one of the Star 8 e-Jeepneys. It's been brought along today to help anyone that might be affected by the operation. You can see the drivers here. These are all electric. You've seen these in my previous videos, part of the PUV modernization program. So side loading, they've got the solar panels on the top. The solar panels just extend the range. Let's take a little look. I think this is the one that has the USB ports. Yeah, so USB ports for charging your cell phone. They've actually staged these around multiple areas just to provide any assistance to commuters that might be required. Aside from helping affected passengers, it also gives them an opportunity to see these modernized Jeepneys, and they're not charging anything for today's ride. It's completely free, so this is interesting. This motorcycle, 2 riders, no helmets. Local traffic enforcer standing right there didn't stop them, but an iACT personnel has stopped them. I've actually seen so many riders go past the local enforcers without helmets, wearing slippers, even counterflowing, and not a single one was stopped by the local enforcers. This is really the issue, that at the local level, enforcement just isn't done. I can see iACT is speaking to the local enforcers now. Maybe they're asking them if they can assist today and, you know, do some enforcement. So this motorcycle just pulled up, 2 riders, no helmets. Local traffic enforcers not interested. iACT talking to them now. Oh, it looks like they did have a helmet, just not wearing it for some reason. In fact, both of them have helmets and neither of them are wearing it. Incredible. Since the local enforcers aren't willing to issue tickets, the LTO are doing it. It's not ideal because they have very limited manpower and they're really here to focus on bigger things. But if the locals won't do it, then they'll do it. This rider here, they stop with no helmet, doesn't have an ORCR, no plate on the back. So
Kuya, i-issuean kita ng ticket ha. Una, for not wearing standard helmet. Pangalawa, for driving an unregistered motor vehicle. Doon po kasi magpupul yun. Ngayon, kung meron naman po kayong mape-present po na valid official receipt and certificate of registration, pwede nyo pong i-contest yung huli para po ma-degrade po yung violation. LTO na lang po kuya ha.
These 2 guys here aren't very happy about getting a ticket. The thing is, they actually have 2 helmets, just not wearing them, so they don't really have anyone to blame but themselves. And here they go now. Back rider is still holding his helmet instead of wearing it. Didn't learn the lesson at all, but the driver's gonna have to pay that penalty. And the Star 8 e-Jeepneys are back again for another round. This one here is actually with aircon. Now some people might say, well, these enforcers are more focused on getting these people onto the buses. But even that doesn't really add up, because look, they're all standing in the road, and when the buses come they stop here and everyone sprints out into the road. It's so dangerous. It should be that they push everyone onto the sidewalk. There's a lot of sidewalk here. Push them all onto the sidewalk, make the bus pull up to the side. Don't let the bus stop here and then everyone run into the road. They've just stopped this van now for verification. At the front you can see it has one of those plate holders installed that makes a plate go like this, so it's very hard to read. Since the original driver's license he handed over was expired, they're now trying to determine exactly what's going on. So it looks like everything's in order with the license, but they are asking the local enforcer to issue a ticket for not wearing a seatbelt. So I've jumped on one of the Star 8 Jeepneys now, the aircon version. There's a lot of people here. It's nice that they'll be able to experience this, a modern Jeepney, plus it's all electric, so emissions you don't have to worry about, noise you don't have to worry about. There's solar on top to extend the range. Well, this is a nice scenic route as well. So here's a look in the back. There's no passengers at the moment. It's just me, someone from LTFRB, and then Star 8 employees. You got the 2 aircon units up there. You got the fans up above. You got the USB ports here for charging your cell phone or your tablet or whatever else. Yeah, it's pretty comfortable, and of course it's silent because it's electric. And over here someone from GMA is doing a live stream to TV, so it goes from his cell phone back to the GMA tower in, I guess, Timog probably, and then from there they broadcast it on TV. So pretty cool and very simple, like big tripod and a tiny little iPhone on top. They just flagged over this motorcycle now. It might be because of the bicycle helmet that the back rider is wearing. Everything looks to be in order with the license and registration, so they'll just issue a ticket for the unauthorized helmet of the back rider. They stopped this taxi here because the meter wasn't running, but there are passengers inside, and it looks like there's some people here from the LTFRB now.
The taxi is operating differently from its denomination.
How so?
It's operating as rent-a-car.
They're also flagging down this taxi here.
NCR to any point of Metro Manila, nasa Bulacan ka, sir.
I'm not sure if you're able to hear that, but he's saying it's out of line because it's NCR to any point of Metro Manila, but we're currently in Bulacan. They're stopping this motorcycle now. Excess passenger, no helmets. LTO are just writing out a ticket now. One more motorcycle here. The back rider is wearing a construction helmet, and it looks like LTFRB are also checking the documents of this one. They've got their laptop out as well so they can verify everything. You can't always trust the documents that are handed to you. They're flagging down this motorcycle now, I guess because of the back rider using bicycle helmet.
Sir, good morning po. Yung Central Office, ako po yung license ko, sir.
Kasi wala po sir, kung sir po yung motor sir, wala po yung sir eh. Pag-duty lang ako sir eh. Duty pag-duty po sir eh. Kung sir, daw nakalimutan niya, kasi paano po lang kami pa-duty. Duty ka pa sana sa, sa gaya-gaya.
Yung lisensya ko.
Wala nga sir eh, ano pa lang, pakubra po sana, nag-ipag ako sa South eh.
One more motorcycle here. Back rider wasn't wearing a helmet. Funny thing is they had an extra helmet, just wasn't wearing it, so they'll issue a ticket now, ask for the driver's license, the ORCR. Right now LTO are asking for the license and registration for this one. The back rider wasn't wearing a helmet. She had a helmet, just wasn't wearing it, so it looks like they'll be letting this one go without a ticket. There's a motorcycle rider here without a helmet. He tried to weave around some cars to get away. So I just asked why that guy wasn't stopped. They advised that he said he's on an emergency. They just stopped this motorcycle rider now, no helmet, but it's hanging between his legs. They're just asking now for the license and registration. It looks to be in order, so they'll just issue a ticket and then ask him to wear his helmet. One more motorcycle, back rider not wearing a helmet. Just flagged over this taxi now, let's see why. QC to any point in Metro Manila. Now you might be thinking, what's the big deal if these vehicles are out of line or if they're plying a route that they're not approved for? They're still serving members of the public, so who cares? Well, the problem is they could go to LTFRB and say, hey, I want to get a franchise. They say, okay, these are the areas where we need more public transport, where we need more taxis, more buses, everything like this. And they say, okay, give me a franchise for that area. But actually, they start operating in a different area. And not only is that unfair to those who actually have a franchise for that area, but it also means the area that they're meant to be serving is underserved. So members of the public end up struggling to get a ride, and it just causes havoc. So that's why it's so important. I asked this driver what happened because I didn't see it. He told me he was stopped because his wife wasn't wearing a helmet on the back and he doesn't have a license, so they're impounding his bike. Over here they stopped another motorcycle. Both the driver and his passenger weren't wearing helmets, and that bike's actually being impounded because there's no registration. This motorcycle rider was stopped for wearing slippers and no helmet, and unfortunately the driver can't show a license, so most likely this will be impounded. Another rider here, he was stopped not wearing a helmet, and unfortunately he only has a student permit, not a driver's license, so that makes his bike impoundable. Over here there's a motorcycle rider, two of them no helmets. The local enforcers just looked at them and then nothing basically. I asked the local enforcers, are you not going to issue any tickets today? They said, no, we're only here to help with traffic. I said, do you have a ticket book? He said, yeah. No helmet on the front, plus wearing slippers. Asking for the license now, and the rain is starting to come down. It looks like they'll just be sent away with a warning, no ticket. And you know what's good? I don't have to worry about my shoes getting wet. These might look like leather shoes, but they're actually a rubber or something similar to rubber. Let me show you a little closer. So this is actually an Easy Soft shoe from World Balance. It's waterproof, flexible, durable, shock absorbing. I bought these because I'm fed up with my regular sneakers or trainers getting wet all the time, and I have to keep washing them like every day. With these, I don't have to worry about them getting wet. They're basically like a rain boot, but they look more like a smart shoe.